What's up guys? It's a new day, it's an exciting day. I just finally got my tune back from Racecars last night. Those guys are currently in the middle of a hurricane situation, so please keep them in your thoughts. Everybody down in Florida, hope everybody stays safe down there. So for those of you who have a 240 and haven't heard of Racecars, these guys are awesome. They will tune your stock ECU and give it a ROM tune, if I'm correct. And they'll be able to dial everything in by adding a chip on there to make sure that your ECU is going to be running specifically for your setup. These guys have been doing this stuff for many years. There are many people out there who will vouch for these guys, and I have no worries about plugging this ECU in. It would have been nice to go with a standalone, but after looking into AEM standalones, it's just way out of my budget, especially right now as a college student. So this ROM tune is going to perform absolutely great. I can't wait to plug it in and try it out. So go check out Racecars and look into their tunes if you're interested. You can look them up on injukuracing.com or Racecars. Martin's the guy who heads it up. Just get in contact with those guys and they'll hook you up. But today we're going to go work on ProjectCarol, get the ECU in, and then fill our fluids and then just button up the last that we need to get done before we can start Carol right up. So let's get to it. OMG, Becky. So going out to the car yesterday didn't quite work. Missed some rides and some people are out of town, so I wasn't quite able to get out to the shed, but it's the next day and we're gonna try this again. So hopefully by tonight this car is gonna be running. 3 cases of Valvoline VR1 racing oil for the break-in, and 1 bottle of Lucas zinc additive. Apparently VR1 is super good stuff, so pretty psyched about that, and it's not overly expensive. Today is the day, hopefully. So we're back at the shed with Carol once again, hopefully for the final time before we can start this motor and get it running. It's super exciting, and I can't wait to see. I just can't wait to get it done, guys. Hopefully, like I said, one last time. For a while, anyway. So we have a few things to do today, a few of which I've laid out, so hopefully we'll be able to check mark through all of these before we can get the motor started. So let me just read off some of what we have to do today. We got to plug in the O2 sensor, fill the radiator with coolant, install the fan, wire up gauges and sensors, these guys right here, install our new MAF, put in our 2.5-inch band for the intake, hook up all of our couplers and clamps, get our exhaust gasket in, which I lost some time ago. When you're building cars, you just happen to lose items, so you need to buy new ones, unfortunately. Hook up the rest of our intake, mount up our oil filter relocation kit and get it oriented either upright or down low. I'm hoping we'll be able to mount it down on the frame rail so that everything is going to be easy to access when I need to do my oil changes. And then finally, add the filter, add oil, and that's it, guys. There's not a whole lot to do, so there's no way we can't get this done. There's no way we can't get this done. There's no way we can't get this done. Okay, now that I said that, it's probably not going to get done today, but wish me luck. Hopefully we'll have a few guys out here later to help me out. Now the first thing I'm going to try to do is get the rest of my intake piping hooked up. So my quick tap, there it is. Now I've been excited about this guy for some time. This is going to give me a quick and close source of boost for my wastegate. The wastegate is over here mounted on the turbo. It's an internal wastegate. Instead of mounting it all the way across to get to the intake manifold, we are simply going to put a quick tap right here next to the silicone hose or a silicone coupler and mount it straight into the wastegate, giving it shorter travel so that it can get to the wastegate quicker, which is going to help eliminate any kind of boost spike, which is something I don't want. So here's our silicone coupler. I'm going to take this guy out here. I've simply drilled a small hole into this guy. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. It's silicone, so it's going to expand decent well enough for that hole to fit this new quick tap. I'm going to need a little persuasion. The hole's not big enough. Hole's too small. It won't fit. Shout out to my old roommate Dakota for his ever sharp knives. Got the quick tap on. Look at how easy that is. Make sure our boost source isn't covered when we put it in. When you're running a boosted car, always make sure your couplers are nice and tight. You don't want any boost leaks stemming from that. Our MAF system's in, intake's all air plumbed up. Now that this is all taken care of, we're gonna move over to mounting up this guy, make sure he's secured away. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Waylon. He's been kind enough to lend me that cherry picker we were able to use to put the motor in. We've gotten a lot done so far. We got the airflow sensor put in. We've got our oil filter relocation kit mounted down below. We've got our K&N filter on. I don't know if you guys can see that. We have our temperature sensor in. The wiring's like halfway done. So all I have to do is mount the gauges and plug those in. And then after that, we fill fluids and should be good to go. It's currently 10 o'clock at night and we still have light. Thanks to the man, Waylon, who's brought his, what'd you say, 1900 lumens?
9600 lumens.
9600 lumens. So it's basically daylight here. So we get to keep working. We ran into a problem with fitting up our clutch fan due to the aftermarket pump, but Waylon was able to figure that out by grinding it down a little bit. I'm figuring out the wiring mess right now for our new gauges, so hopefully we'll get that figured out and maybe we'll start it tonight.
Make the neighbors annoyed.
Right? That's what it's all about. Update, it's about 12:20 in the morning. Waylon and I are still here. Thank you so much, Waylon, for sticking around. I've got all the gauges pretty much hooked up. We've just filled it with oil. Everything's plugged up, I think. And we should be good to start priming the motor, so.
It's fuel and compression.
Shout out to Mutaz and Ashton for coming out and helping me. Appreciate you guys' help. That was awesome of you guys to do that for me. Major shout out to Waylon, who stayed with me the entire time up until 2 a.m. to work on this thing and get everything situated. I appreciate all the help you guys have given me so far. You guys are awesome. It's 2 a.m. and I'm finally going to bed.